So look, welcome everyone to our fantastic pool masterminding. Hopefully you like the pool here, yeah? Something which has been coming up a lot this week is, money. How do we use money? How do we raise money? It's a subject that I love to talk about. I'm very good at it. I've done it for a long time now. I'm known in the industry as the money man. I can, raise money like relatively quickly. When I'm raising money for a £9 million development deal out in Maidenhead, which has been going on, it's 26 units, and we've got 600 grand from private investors. Yeah, there's an element of risk, but you got to roll with the punches. You just got to go in for it, in for a penny, in for a pound. And look, you can't have the big rewards. Like, raise your hand if you want big rewards, by the way, yeah? Yeah, you want to go big, you want more, you want a life of abundance, you want to have a great pension, you want to provide for your children, you want to travel the world. Well, then you've got to start thinking bigger than what you're thinking now, which means you have to take more risk, but it's calculated risk.
I think it is a lack of confidence, because the money I've already taken from the bank, I'm not really doing a good job at it, and I'm sort of struggling to sort of pay back. So confidence definitely there. I mean, can't imagine taking more money of somebody, and if it doesn't work.
Well, let me ask you this: are you going to put them into a good deal? Yeah. Oh, that's great. You might not have been very good with your money, or maybe you have been, but it's just going to take a bit longer. But of course, when you work, and it's a great point. It's that confidence. I've not been very good with money, so how am I going to be good with someone else's money? And that's why it's important when you do get a deal, and let's say you then raise £5,000 or £6,000, go and get that deal checked over with Ross or Rebecca as your mentors to make sure that it's a good deal. You haven't made it, like even today, right? Even today, and I've done £28 million worth of property deals in the last 7 years. Every single deal we look to do, I check it, Jay checks it, the team checks it, and then we also get our mentors to check it. And people will say, why do you keep getting you? Well, because they're our mentors and they're above us, and there may have just been something we've slightly missed or something we need clarification on. So I'm always getting things passed by mentors before I make any sort of major decision. So when you find the deal, I think the issue is you've not got a deal right now, but when you get that deal, Ali, and you stack the numbers up and you've done all the research, and then Ross and Rebecca check it over, and that deal's gonna make, say, £12,000 per year, then do you think you then have confidence to get an investor to go into it?
Yeah, I mean, if I have couple of apartments, one will be sort of.
And this is what I love about using other people's money. As soon as you do it once, it's a real buzz. You're helping someone else. It's better than them having money sitting in the bank, and you're helping that person, and it's a really, really great way in which you can then scale, like a really, really good way in which you can.
I mean, right now I'm using bank's money, so that's also somebody else.
That's also somebody else's, yeah, and that's great. I love using the bank's money for stuff. Never be afraid to do that, as long as it's not for Louis Vuitton handbags and special weekends away and keeping up with the Joneses. But leveraging the bank's money is one of the smartest things that we can do in this room, yeah, because you can leverage money very cheaply. You can like probably most of us in this room probably could get your phone out now, you could go on to Barclays or whoever you bank with, you could say, and they'll be throwing money at you right now, a few buttons, and you could go get a £30,000 loan, for example, over 5 years or 7 years at a few £100 a month at very low interest. You can get that into an investment, into a faster moving vehicle that's gonna then give you an ROI. Then the reason we borrow cheap money is because we get 100% benefit of the asset right now, but then we pay it back over a long period of time. And that's what we call good debt. Bad debt is, leveraging. We had someone just a few years ago, they were £65,000 in bad debt when they met us, and they leveraged more money, right? So they was already in debt on credit cards, a girl called Sarah, yeah? Already in debt on credit cards, £65,000 just to survive, keep up with the Joneses, lifestyle, wasn't good with money. started a relocation business. Then she went and borrowed another £30,000 for top level mentoring from the bank, but that was good debt, not bad debt. And she was like, oh my goodness, I'm now £95,000. I said, but there's a difference here. You got 30,000 good debt and 65,000 bad debt. Now that you've invested in yourself, we've got to build a cash flowing rent to rent business to get you out of this bad debt. And she was able to do that. She was able to do it over a 12, 15 month period.
So good debt is when you invest in something.
Invest it into an asset, invest it into yourself, invest it into your business. We'll do it, right? We'll do it on, like there's a difference. Like my mum wouldn't do this. Because my mum's and my dad's always said, and my dad's not with us anymore, he died at 53, but bless him. But he, don't spend what you haven't got. Has anyone heard that?
Yeah, all the time.
Ludicrous, yeah, don't spend what you haven't got. So my dad was always like that. If you haven't got it, son, don't spend it. Yeah, and he spoke a bit like that as well, yeah. He was like a big, tough army guy, right? I was always quite scared of my dad, yeah. He's always checking my nails and my polished shoes and my S's and my T's. But he was an awesome guy and the same, right? But the thing is, look at Alan Sugar, look at Warren Buffett, look at all the successful people. We leverage cheap money. So if we're doing deals and I've got to go and leverage some cheap money to go and put some deposit down on some property, as long as it's not, look, here's the thing with money, right? It's not what something costs, it's what something is worth. And people get hung up on the cost of borrowing. Oh my goodness, what, you're charging me 8% or 6% or 4% or 12%? I don't care what I'll borrow money from you at 30% if I have to. What's it worth? If I borrowed it at 30% and I put it into this thing, what's it going to return me over a 1, 3, 4, 5 year period? And that's really what you need to be focusing on. So yeah, that's good debt. Bad debt is, I'm going to use my credit card to go shopping this weekend because I want to feel good, yeah? Give it up for Ali, everyone, yeah? Awesome. Yes, go for it. Pass the mic.
Asking people for money, they might, you'll tell them what it's for, you're really excited about it, and then
I'm not going to invest in you.
Yeah.
And what's just happened?
Yeah, but that's you.
But in the real life, no, I'm not interested.
Then that causes doubt. That causes you to doubt yourself or think that you haven't got a good deal. That what if it was a good deal? Why wouldn't they go for it?
I always say this, right?
I'm what's led you to that decision?
Yeah.
It's just practice, and actually embracing rejection as entrepreneurs, as business, it's just part and parcel of the deal. Yeah, I certainly have less people say no to me today when it comes to joint venture funding than I did in the beginning. Well, this is what happened, right? My first ever investor meeting, I got the money. Dave from Basildon, right? I'm sure a lot of you have heard me share that, right? Dave from Basildon, yeah? My first ever one, right? Yeah, my mate Dave, yeah? £5,000, yeah? My second meeting, Pollyanna, some of you have heard that at my networking event with my Uncle Paul, yeah? Remember that one? Yeah? £250,000. Second meeting. Third meeting, Neil and Elizabeth Chalk up in Jaywick in Clacton, two of my old solar customers, went to their house because I was like, I'm on a roll here, I'm just going to call people. So I got in front of them, raised £50,000. So my first three ever, I've nailed it, I got a hat trick. Then, I don't know, I must have just felt I was too cocky or too confident, because then I went on this run of about 21, it was like 21 or 22 coffees, Zooms, meetings, and I couldn't raise a penny. And it was just weird. And I thought, you know what? And I just remembered my door knocking days when I was door knocking for Zenith Windows. And it was like, you might get 100 doors slammed in my face, but I'm closer now to a yes than ever before. And it is just part and parcel. And Ross will tell you, he's a master at phone selling and face-to-face selling as well.
We said the same thing this morning with the door knocking, 100 no's.
Oh, you said it as well? There we go. But if you never start, you'll never get there. What's the saying? You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Now, something which will help you, hopefully, and again, it's you've got to either do it or not do it, but something which I do in all of my businesses, and we pretty much do it most mornings, most departments, is at 8:40 or 8:30 every morning on Teams or Zoom or whatever they do, we role play in the business. Now, a lot of you guys, you work really closely with my great partners, Ross and Rebecca. You have contact with the team back in the office. Many of you have been to our events. Some of you have been with us now for like 2, 3, 4 years. I know quite a few of you are really, really wanting to get one of those lifetime spots. But it's not just about me, Ross and Rebecca, it's much bigger, right? The whole organization is highly trained, highly skilled. Everyone's on the same values, we share the same vision, everyone's moving in the same direction, but that's because we drill it down every day. It's like a freaking army, Assets for Life. It's militant, yeah, and everything is like, everyone's on point. Everyone's got a place, everyone feels valued within the organization. We allow people to be who they are. People give you guys, look, we're not perfect, yeah? We fall short from time to time and a few things and this, that and the other, but we're always holding our hands up, and you've got to do the same. You've got to find that drive and practice and, sit with Fiona and sit with Ross and Rebecca and sit with people here and role play it. If you were to role play, for example, the Savings Accelerator, some of you hopefully remember that product, right? The Savings Accelerator is, you're going to lend me money, I'm going to give you a fixed rate return for a fixed time frame. There's no profit share, I'm just lending money, and rather than just call it a loan, I package it up into the Savings Accelerator. It just sounds a lot more exciting, right? And it's a lot more tangible. But if you were to practice talking about the Savings Accelerator every single day for 30 minutes for 21 days, where are you going to be in 21 days?
21 days better.
You're going to be 21, I like that saying, yeah. You're going to be 21 days better, right? You're going to understand the product more, you'll understand how to overcome objections, you're going to sound absolutely fantastic. When I sat with Dave nearly 8 years ago, I didn't sound like I sound today. I was blagging it a bit, I was nervous as hell, I was sweating under my jacket, I didn't think I was going to get the money, I was scared of a bit of rejection, but I was there. And I just think, in for a penny, in for a pound, if you've come this far, you've got to keep going, right? You've got to keep going, and I think that's so important in life. You've got to keep going, because you will get that first investor. You will. And how would it make you feel? Let's say I'm your investor, right? And I give you 10 grand, and in a year's time you pay me back 11 grand. How would that make you feel as a person?
Good.
Make you feel good, wouldn't it? Yeah? Because you're helping me beat the banks, get a better return on my money, and then the chances are I'm going to give you more. Yeah? So I think for you to overcome this, you've got to have a much deeper understanding of the products, what to say, how to say it, how to come over objections, for example, yeah? So that's something there. Speaker Academy, you're on Speaker Academy as well, aren't you? Yeah, so you can use Speaker Academy to sharpen the axe as it comes to, standing on stages or, over the telephone or something like that, yeah? Believe in yourself no matter what, really important. If you want something, just go and do it. Find a way. Don't let fear, hesitation, doubt, anxiety, confusion get in your way. You gotta keep going, yeah? Think big, act big. Every single one of you is a really special person, and you can have whatever it is you want to have. You just got to keep pushing through.